We were very scared when we saw the doctored photo of Zion. I think the entire internet was like, oh no, this is like a sad situation all of a sudden. Like, this is not good because it looks like he does not care at all.
Zion Williamson is over 330 pounds, or he is not as fat as all the media outlets are saying he is. Conflicting reports, very confusing, and thankfully, we got Shams Charania to actually go ahead and tell us what is going on with Zion and what his real deal is. But before all of that, we are giving away $500 to a subscriber that turns on our notifications, and we're giving away an additional $500 to a follower on Instagram. Now that we got all that out of the way, cue the intro. You have big holiday plans, but high interest debt's getting in your way? Well, introducing Upstart, the fast and easy way to pay off all of your debt with a loan online. Whether it's paying off credit cards or consolidating high interest debt or funding personal expenses, over 1 million people have used Upstart to get a personal loan. And this is because Upstart looks at more than just your credit score alone. They consider other factors like your income and your current employment status, in addition to your credit history, to find you the best loan online. You can check your rate without affecting your credit score at all and qualify for a loan from anywhere between $1,000 and $50,000. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today by going to upstart.com/Mike. That's upstart.com/Mike, and thank you, Upstart, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? I know this entire situation with Zion Williamson is extremely confusing, starting all the way back to my video a couple days ago where a famous image of Zion Williamson went absolutely viral on the internet, and this caused everyone to absolutely panic. He looks extremely overweight in this particular picture. Yes, he's wearing big and baggy clothes, and a lot of people thought that he was pretty much doing what James Harden did right before he got traded from the Houston Rockets to the Brooklyn Nets. And we floated on the Laced Up podcast a couple of times that this may be a little conspiracy theory just so he could hurt his trade value to potentially get traded to a different team. What are the odds that Zion's doing this on purpose, man? Like, you were an athlete throughout your entire career. You looked like a literal Greek god when you were in Duke. He wanted to go to New York. He wanted to go to a large market. And NBA, we wanted him to go to New York. Although, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that's very likely. In addition to that, we got this one report that said that Zion Williamson has a minor setback and he has some foot soreness, and as a result, he isn't going to return to basketball as quickly as we had hoped. And this is coming from Andrew Lopez a week ago that said Zion had been playing 4-on-4, but since his foot is sore, the Pelicans will dial back his workload in the short term. He did not take any contact in his workouts during the Pelicans' 2-game trip to Texas that past week, according to The Athletic, but the team didn't see this as any more than a slight delay. And at the time, it kind of makes sense. If you haven't played basketball for quite some time, then chances are you aren't going to feel so good if you gained a bunch of weight and you're putting a bunch of pressure on your foot. Now, since then, a lot has gone down. According to ESPN's Tim McMahon on the Pelton and McMahon podcast from the Low Post by Zach Lowe, he had this to say in regards to Zion Williamson's current playing weight.
He has to stop reporting at 260 plus pounds and playing his way into shape. Got off to a slow start last year.
I'm sorry, what was the figure you just gave?
260 plus.
What does Zion weigh then? I mean, I know he weighs more than that, but 260?
The number I've heard from several places on Zion is 70 pounds higher than 260. I'll let you do the math on that.
Oh, my God.
Now, this is where it gets a little interesting, because now we're getting into some he said, she said, but probably the most reputable source in the entire NBA landscape is Shams Charania, and he went on one of my favorite shows, the Pat McAfee Show, and gave us a bit of an update as to what you should be paying attention to in regards to Zion's weight and what you should be completely ignoring. Bear in mind, it gets really hard when you're taking Shams going up against like Tim McMahon and Zach Lowe and having to choose which one's right and which one's wrong, especially when Damian Lillard came out and called the Athletic article that Shams worked on a flat out lie. So currently, in regards to basketball sources, guys, it's really hard to figure out who's telling the truth and who doesn't have it right. But typically, from my experience, aside from what Damian Lillard said this past week, more often than not, Shams Charania gets it right.
As of right now, there just is not a timetable on Zion Williamson's return. I don't know if I can confirm this photo, but I did speak to a few people that were at that game, And and they said that he looks better and he is moving and doing a lot more than what the internet, people want to believe.
We were very scared when we saw the doctored photo of Zion. I think the entire internet was like, oh no, this is like a sad situation all of a sudden. Like, this is not good because it looks like he does not care at all. What the undoctored photo though, he just looks like a yoked dude.
Yeah. And while ultimately we got some visual evidence that I think a lot of this might be some, I don't know, image manipulation, some bad angles. Take a look at this. There's 2 pictures that we got of Zion Williamson that kind of makes it seem like the man is looking fine. I mean, here's the first picture. Zion took this one picture with a kid at a varsity basketball game. Now, bear in mind, I said this in my last video that if you are currently going through weight issues, the best thing that you could do is try to wear darker clothing because it does some sort of mind trick for other people and it just makes it seem like you're way slimmer than you actually are. Hence why I'm wearing this casual shirt and it's always in black and never in any other color. But you can see in this image, man, like Zion's taking a picture with the kid at a varsity game. There's another trick he does, which you should do in photography. Notice how his left arm is inching closer to the kid. That's another optical illusion you could do just to make yourself seem a little slimmer. But for the most part, he's doing a bunch of stuff that does make his body look slimmer than it should be. And as a result, people are starting to back off on him because you don't see any added fat onto his face. And we got an additional picture to this as well. I don't know if this was just clever work from his team or if this was 2 images that happened to be taken in the same day, but it just so happened that for some reason 2 pictures of Zion that make him look completely fine, completely of normal weight, popped up onto the internet. This one being a kid that bumped into him at a jewelry store and took a picture with him. And you can see over here, once again, looking significantly slimmer than the media is suggesting. So either this means Zion Williamson lost like 50 pounds in a 1-day span, or he was just wearing clothing that just made him look bad and just took pictures at very unappealing angles. I honestly think that in Zion's case, like, he is still not at the weight he needs to be, but I don't think he's over 330 pounds like some media outlets are suggesting. I feel like his body structure is always going to be one that there's always going to be some body fat on his frame, unless if he goes the extra mile to be put on a diet that would at least trim some of the body fat. And regardless, no matter what, he shouldn't be playing at just under 300 pounds or even 280 pounds. He should try his best to get to 250 pounds, which that of itself is very difficult, especially if you have a broken foot. But I'm glad that we could at least put to bed all the sensationalist narratives about Zion Williamson being over 330 pounds. At least that's my interpretation of everything, and hopefully he gets back on the basketball court soon for the New Orleans Pelicans. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this. Do you think Zion is still over 330 pounds after seeing these pictures? Do you agree with Champ Sharanya or Zach Lowe and Tim McMahon? Make sure you subscribe and hit our notification bell for a chance to win $500, or follow us on Instagram for a chance to win $500. I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.